So in this video, we're going to discuss what is the best sector for beginners. So if you have no experience in recruitment or you have no experience actually billing on a 360 desk or very little, this is probably going to help you a lot. Yeah. The number one thing that I always mention to start in an agency or to be successful in it is picking your right niche. Now, I don't want to sound like a broken record. I'll move on very quickly, but picking your right niche will be the difference between having a successful agency or having an average agency. Yeah. Don't look at agencies that are well established and say, oh, they're recruiting software developers. They got 60 staff. They must be a really good niche. What happened with that agency, if you reverse engineer it and you go back 6-7 years, they started in a good period when there was a massive overflow of candidates and they were easy to place. And they started in a small niche and grew into the bigger niche. They took market share and it was easier to grow. Going into a market that's heavily saturated and a lot of competition because there's a lot of money, will lead you struggling to win new business and also struggling to get candidates to trust you and come and work with your company. So you must, when you're starting off, have in your back of your mind, you must pick the right niche. You want to actually, if all goes well, you want to pick a niche where there's actually no competition. And believe it or not, there is niches that have very little competition. So do not look at large sectors, IT, construction, healthcare, and say, I'm a healthcare recruiter. You do not want to do that. Yeah. What you want to do is go into a market, a subsector of that market. Healthcare, go down and say, okay, nurses, okay, doctors, okay, healthcare professionals, okay, occupational therapists, etc. That's what you want to do. You want to be a specialism within a niche. That's how you have to start off. Afterwards, you can kind of know the market and you can kind of say, hold on a minute, there's a lot of business for, I don't know, specialist doctors. Yeah. I'm already recruiting occupational therapists. Let me grow the business and move into that sector while we're still billing and we're consistently earning and we've got cash flow, etc. That's an easier way to do it. It's not easy to go into a healthcare, to a construction. Yeah. You must pick your niche. So what is the best niche? The sad answer is there is no best niche. It's best what works for you. Now, I'll give you something to do. Here's how you find your niche correctly. You've seen the video, the 2 to 8 rule. I'll put it in the top right so you can click and watch that. And that's helpful in finding your niche. Yeah. But I want you to do this. Go onto Google, open it up, and type in the niche recruitment agency. See how many results come up. If there is less than 5 specialists, then it's a good market. I can tell you that for sure. Yeah. And I can't predict if it's a good market because we haven't given an example. For example, if you put in a niche nurse recruitment agency, you'll get 20,000 results maybe. Yeah. Of different types of nurse agencies. But if you put in, I don't know, anesthetic nurse specialist, you might get 70. Yeah. If you put in senior, it might be less. So the more you go down, obviously the market gets smaller. So what you want to be aware of is not an irrelevant market where there's no demand. So let's say you found your, excuse me, your niche. Let's go with anesthetic nurses. Yeah, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. You go into Indeed. Now you want to see more than 300-400 jobs, at least more than 300-400 jobs. Yeah, that's at a bare minimum. Yeah, because if you win 4 or 5 clients from that in a 3-month period, you'll have enough to sort of start billing if there are jobs in the market. If you go over and there's 7 jobs or there's 14 jobs, yeah, there won't be any, there's no need. So you must go back to Google, find it from there. Now I'll give you another example of a bad example. I put I put the word clown into Indeed. Yeah, because I wanted to send it to my friend as a joke. I said, here's a job for you, you're a clown. And there was actually a job for a clown and it was paying 130. I think I posted it on YouTube and it was paying 135 pounds an hour. Yeah, more than some doctors. So if I went in and I put into Google that, there's no agency for it. Yeah, there is one job. So that is not a good market. There is no supply and demand. Going back to, I don't know, construction. Yeah, if we put in bricklayer, there is probably some bricklayer agencies and there is a lot of jobs. Yeah, you must find that crux of the market where there is a demand and there is not much saturation. This is how you find an underserved market. It's very important to do it. Yeah, Go into Google, type in physiotherapy recruitment agency. There is a few, but there's enough jobs to sustain earning above 100K in that market. I can prove it to you. I've got 3 people that I've coached already doing that. I found that niche, and I even registered the business into that. I was going to call it only physio, or only just physio, or something like that. I think there's an agency called Just Physio, and they do only temp recruitment for the NHS, or 90% of their business, but there's no perm agency. Yeah. And I knew for a fact, because someone told me, one of my clients, that the funding is moving into private sector. So it's very profitable for these companies to actually run or use agencies. And it's going the same way with mental health. Yeah. So that's an area where if you go to the hospital, this is inside information, by the way, not confirmed 100%. If you go to the NHS and you've got mental health issues, they typically serve you there. Now they're going to be moving you to go to a private clinic. The NHS is being privatized. Yeah. You must take advantage of it if you're recruiting, because all the business, all the money, funding is being shifted to the private organizations. Yeah. So you must understand your market as well with this. So go into Google, type in experiment. I'm looking to recruit I don't know, left-handed driver. Yeah. Nothing's going to come up. But you'll eventually find those niches. And remember, don't pick a sector, pick a niche within that sector, pick some job titles within it, and see how well the results come back to you. So I hope this video has helped in terms of setting up your agency. Take care.